Hi guys and gals, Froggy here. I am jumping in the middle of this job, and this is loosening up the exhaust manifold all the way past the first catalytic converter. And remember, on the 2013 Z06 there's two catalytic converters on each side. And the reason I'm just loosening it up, I want to get the starter out. You can go to my other videos about the starter, okay? So I'm not doing this whole thing. This is just one extra step that I'm throwing in there in my attempt to be able to wiggle out the starter and replacing it eventually. But one guy suggested take off the exhaust manifold, and I'm going to try just loosening it. That might give me enough room to get the starter out. So long story short, hit some PB blaster on each one of those nuts, and on this car, this is a 2013, they loosened up pretty easy. I actually used my torque wrench, so because that way I had kind of a feel for how much I was putting on them. I didn't want to strip any aluminum off the block, God forbid, and I did not have to worry about any of that. Either they come out kind of easy, or the PB blaster worked, or both of them. But anyway, then I put this impact. This is, I don't know if this is the impact or it just kind of vibrates or what, but this is an air gun to get them out a little bit further. So I have each one of them out about a half an inch, I would say. So there's still a few threads engaged. I don't have to worry about my gasket going anywhere. And now I'm going to go underneath and undo the two bolts on the exhaust pipe. And then it should be loose, maybe. We'll see. Well, let me show you what I got here. I busted off these two here. Now this mid-pipe area here, these secondary cats and everything, that's all like one piece because it's welded together in the middle. But right here is where I needed that room. And I think I've got like more than 3/4 of an inch there. So now I'm going to proceed with the starter removal, which I've already done in another video. I've got the whole thing loose and off, but I couldn't get it out. Now I'm going to be able to get it out. So that's probably going to be the end of this video, because I want to get this job done, and I want to speed up. And you know, shooting video slows it down, of course. And I've already got the rest of this, how you get this off, these two bolts up here and all that. So go to the other video and look at that. This is just to show you how to loosen up the exhaust manifold all the way to there. Now there's another connection up there which nobody goes to it, I don't think, because it's very hard to get to. If you were to take this whole thing off, you would take it off, those two pieces together, as one piece. Okay, so give me a thumbs up or like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy, and be safe, have fun. Froggy out. Bye-bye. Okay, I just want to give you this one quick shot, and actually this is as much for my benefit, and when I put it back in there, the new one, as it is for your benefit. But I did have to pry a little bit with a little pry bar here, a little pry bar, just to get it out of the bell housing. I'm trying to point with my finger here. Right there is, my fingers are going into a hole where the bell housing is, and I just had to pry it because it's got that edge on one side, part of the structure that bolts it up there, and then it's got that cup-shaped thing that goes into the bell housing, the business end of the starter. So I had to pry a little bit, and I did loosen up these two lines here, and I loosened up the exhaust manifold at the top, as far as I could loosen it, except for maybe two threads, so that I didn't have it come all the way away from the block. And then I just loosened these up here, just the way you see them. Okay, bye. So here are your connections looking straight up, and I'm laying on my back Now, where I'm shining the light there, the one with the green thing, that's the one you have to lift up the latch on the top side and then pry it backwards towards the front of the engine. And then those two that are right there, those two are go on to, one of them comes to the battery, one of them comes to the alternator, and those are two that go to the hot, what I call the hot stud on the alternator. There's one of your O2 sensors attached to the loose manifold. And just thought I'd show you that last little bit. So I will actually show you some more of putting this one in tomorrow. I'm done for today. I gotta hit the shower and go to the gym. I'm gonna examine this as much as I can. I'm not a pro mechanic or anything, but I'm gonna look at it, see if I can see where some part of it getting hot, really, really hot, might affect its performance. I don't know. Maybe I'll take it apart, but I'll do that on a separate video. So there it sits, and wow, it feels good to get that out. I am jumping ahead of the advice that a couple of my buddies gave me. I'm 100% sure the battery's good, and I just can't see if there was a problem with the power cable from the battery to the to where it connects to this fuse block up on the engine. I don't see where the car getting really, really hot does anything to that cable. That cable doesn't get hot except for down where it goes from here, from the fuse box down to the starter. And it's a cable, and the only place to me it would fail, this car's never been wrecked, it would be at the connection end. All right, so I've seen the connection end, those round terminals. They look okay. They don't look loose, they don't look frayed, they don't look melted or anything like that. I'll tell you one thing that just jumps at me, and I'm just going to show you this one thing, then I'm going to knock off. You see, let me get a light. You see this area right here, right where I've got the light on it. I'll take the light off because the light kind of glares it up. That gets really hot, and that has a bunch of connections to it. It's got a wire that goes into the starter. It's got a connection here. This is crimped on right there. I'm going to take a closer look at it. It's got a nut here. I'm going to check the tightness of that nut. It's got a solder there. So my gut tells me it's something in there, maybe. But I'm just guessing. I'm not a pro. You guys can comment if you like to comment. Okay? See you later. Bye. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, because I just put this wrench on there, and it's hand tight. See that? I shouldn't be able to do that. And this one was hand tight when I took it off originally, back before I was able to get this starter out. So I'm calling these two nuts right here and these connections as being something that when it heats up, they don't conduct very well. That's what I say. What do you say? Put the comments down.